So sorry. I can't be serious.
Okay.
Might have to separate. I don't mind fun. I actually don't mind fun. As long as it's contained. Okay, don't fill my eyebrows. Right. So,
You're not in it. Don't worry. You're not in it.
so the grandfather stone is the largest stone, and usually the placement of grandpa goes on the front, like here, just around or below the navel, or on the sacrum here if you're lying face down. So there's grandpa, and then you have grandma as well. And grandma doubles up as a belly stone, so you're looking for a sort of largish flat stone. So that's a nice either. You know, when you get a kit, and here at college we're quite limited with the stones that we've got, and that's only down to budget. Usually you're looking at about 48 to 52 stones per kit. I wouldn't go any less than that. So if you have a tank or you're buying a tank that's got like 32 stones in it, just be prepared that you might have to top it up with 12 massage stones, or you might have to be buying a grandpa and grandma, something like that. But if I'm looking to buy a set, I'm looking at around 52 stones. I would buy 48 stones if the price was right, and then I'd source some more of my own stones depending on what I needed. But you definitely need a grandma and a grandpa, and that's also because when you're lying face down, you would have grandpa on your sacrum and grandma would be underneath you like that. So grandma and grandpa, and then you're going to have some large stones to go on the front, like chakra placement stones. So when you're lying face up, you've got grandpa, and then you're going to have 1, 2, and 3 like that. So we need grandma and grandpa, and 1, 2, 3. So these are your front stones. Now, like at college, we'll see how we go. It might be that you only have that you only have 4. Just looking at the moment, because there's 6 tanks that need. How many? What are we? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 5 tanks here, but we'll make up 5 sets, however we need. Okay, and then we're going to make a spinal layout, which is what you lie upon. So you sort of lying down, and from the sacrum they're there, and then you lie back on them. Now in La Stone Therapy we have a 17 stone spinal layout, which is racked up all the way from lumbar to cervical. But here we get to do the butterfly, and we make a butterfly, and it's going to vary from tank to tank. Before I do this, one of the things I'm looking for are what we call buddies. So that although each of these stones are completely unique, when you hold them in your hand, you're looking for stones that feel similar. And you know when they're not, because they don't feel the same. And so you're looking for buddies. You know, you can see it visually to start with, and then you hold it and it's like, well, no, we could do better. Those 2, perfect. And although that they're completely unique, they're buddies. Can you see that they actually feel in your hands, they feel the same. So here's my butterfly. I mean, that's okay for now. Let's get a butterfly. So a butterfly can be quite large because they're lumbar. It's right down here, and there's a lot of flesh and a lot of room for here, and this is where these are going to go. So you're going to lie, and also they're quite wide. Even if you're a narrow person, you can lie on quite larger stones for the butterfly. And then it would be such that you would then begin to rack up. I'm going to show you a full spinal layout. And what might be nice today, while we've got, if we've got enough stones, is that you do lie on a full spinal layout. When you get to the top up here, you're looking to have more oval, because it's then going into the rhomboid space. So I'm just going to show you a full spinal layout, because just so that you've seen it. Because if you go to a salon that has 54 stones, you could do a bigger spinal layout. What we were taught as La Stone is that you know your stones for the spinal layout, and then you sort of you put them in one of those laundry bags, you know, those sock bags that you put in the drum. Is so that I would know this to begin with, and I would put them in the bag, and then I would put the whole bag in the tank. The Lastone tanks are massive. The Lastone tanks are sort of this big and really tall. At college, we've only got enough stones to do something like that, really. Even that's probably a bit generous. And you'll see if we've got more, if we're left with more. So you have to create gaps, really. Okay. So I'd say definitely for the butterfly, and then 4 for your butterfly, and 4 for your spine, 4 for the spinal layout. Then we need, I think, and I'll look in my book, but I think we went for 6 massage stones. Now massage stones are palm size, and if as much as possible to find your buddy, to find buddies. Yeah.
Didn't actually.
No, different colours.
Sorry for the delay. Pointy stones, like trigger stones. We're a bit slim on those here at college. They're too pointy. They're not the same, but. Too pointy. I think that's, and then a couple of face stones, which are these size. A couple of face, that'll do nicely. This is a nice set. This. Oh, I've chosen the nicest stones. And then a couple of cold.